Kids do that with children.
Yeah, you do.
Look at the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the shit, so I gotta be.
That Seth did find something, gave it to somebody else,
Right.
and then got caught.
Well, yeah. Like, he stumbled on it and was like, shit.
What do I do?
What
with
do I
this?
have?
What do I
log
have?
into?
And he gave it to somebody who then
Gave it
ended
to-
up said, "Get rid of him."
Yeah.
or something.
Well, they knew it would keep from him, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I don't think, granted, everybody's saying, see, the reason that Aaron is because Aaron is a computer geek.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he did.
Right.
He went to the School of Mines in Colorado. He works for the defense. So he
He worked for the defense.
he works for Northrop Grumman,
Oh, yeah.
which is a defense
Right,
company.
right.
So here is the idea of him being that Seth could not have been this bright.
Yeah.
So
but-
he found this, and then Aaron did it. Well, I think Seth gave it to somebody else.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
well, funny thing, in the Q drop that I'll show it to you, it said that DNC is funding Seth's parents' lawyers, like you kind of said.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Oh, the DNC's funding it.
Yeah.
Not that not the lawyers are doing it pro bono.
Right. That they're being
They're
funded.
being funded.
They're paid for by the
Yes.
DNC.
See, that's the thing.
And that therapist,
a psychiatrist is just their expert.
but I would be careful because a lot of times when these people place a therapist with somebody, they can get in someone's head and start playing games, almost brainwashing.
Oh, absolutely. Here.
And
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, they could have your brother and sister-in-law
absolutely.
thinking they're victims.
Absolutely.
And the DNC would never
Absolutely.
do
That
it.
person, supposedly, she spent, I think Joel said they spent, I don't know how many hours with one day. You're right. Absolutely. Okay, now, see, if Joel's taking it face value, or if I'm being told this, that's their expert,
Right.
they're just trying to see how bad Mary is.
Right.
Well, on the other hand, from what you're saying, if there's an upper level, DNC, whoever, they're going to make Mary have problems,
And
more so.
They're going to monitor it.
They're going to make her, brainwash her to have even more.
Oh, because let's
can
just say
control it.
this: you couldn't go and take out his parents. Can have an accident. That'd be too suspicious. But if you can get someone in there, you already know they're loyal to the party.
Okay.
So if you can get in there and just kind of handle them,
That's right.
and
Then that's what I
keep
think
them
it is.
saying the right
I think
things.
that's the way it is. Absolutely.
The bringing this up is hurting us.
As I told you, this is my friend, the one in Wisconsin who worked for ABC.
Yeah.
He's followed it, and he's the one that originally told me
long ago.
2 years ago already now, that he felt that maybe
Yeah.
Joel and Mary were being paid off.
Yeah. Well, they never saw the doctors. They
never
wanted
said-
to at first.
As I said, I still say to this day, not that I know how to read it, I know people do, I'd like to see the autopsy report.
Yeah.
That would show whether he got shot in, first of all, they know he got shot in the back.
Right.
Well, the idea is all of a sudden Mary says there was a struggle because his knuckles are scraped and his knees.
You get shot with a pistol and you hit the ground hard
Well,
enough.
I got news for you. You get hit,
Yeah.
you fall forward and you skin your knees and you try to catch yourself. I don't care how badly you were hit.
Yeah.
It's instantaneously. So the idea of it being in the back, that they said right from the start.
Right.
But yet they never said what kind of. I don't even think Joel even knows what kind of bullet. I don't think I asked what could you get the autopsy? What good would that do? That's when I started to say, wait a minute. You said you were going to go back and talk to the doctors.
Right.
Don't you think part of the doctors would say,
Yeah.
let me see the autopsy report you did?
Right.
Because I think they had to do an autopsy,
Yeah.
even though it's Jewish.
Yeah.
Even though he's supposed to be buried, because they had to get him out, and they did.
Right.
But the idea is that I think when you're caught in a something, you have to have an autopsy. It's kind of like the grand jury thing,
Right.
I think.
Right.
So yeah. Now
But they didn't want to see the doctor after that, right?
well, they went a year later and they said, well, what good would it do to talk to the doctors?
And then,
Well, come on, you wanted to talk to the doctors. They were the last ones to talk to him.
but then people in the DNC kind of got
They
him,
tell him not to.
and they took him
That's
on
right.
a plane ride home.
That's
and
right.
wooed him.
And, I told you they got a tape off one day by which remember again this is Warren Buffett, Democrat, Susie Buffett,
Obama.
Susie Buffett. Why don't you come on our plane? Because you can't forget a plane.
Yeah.
Oh come on.
Yeah.
I was saying you're goody two shoes with Susan Buffett.
Right. Did she care about you before?
Yes, right.
Before
We
they
went to
murdered?
school. I went to school with her. She's a year.
I know someone who's friends with her.
She's a year older than me, I think.
I hear she always has to talk about herself.
Yeah.
But you know who she is.
Yeah. Again,
but-
I didn't know the older. My brothers probably knew the older brothers, but we lived, right close to them when he was starting.
Well, you
And-
see Obamagate coming out now, right?
No.
You haven't check Obamagate.
Obamagate.
Treason.
As I said,
It's
the only thing I just said,
all-
I said, I fear, like you said, I really do fear that he'll pick Biden will pick Michelle right now.
Well-
but not now, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not now.
well, now Biden's involved with this Obamagate thing.
Well, that's right. That's all.
He's
And
implemented.
that's all. The
But
only-
it all goes. It's going to go back to Seth, and Seth's the key. And they said next month.
I'm
telling you.
I'm,
Your family
I mean,
should get prepared.
Well,
Or your
I
brother.
I don't want to. Well,
You don't
in
wanna-
this case, I would like to, because I do not believe it was a robbery.
No one does.
Hello.